Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys didn't see all the chocolate in my mouth. Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So right now I'm gonna be doing, I don't know why it's so fucking hard for me to talk today. I'm going to be doing ClairTarot reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. That was hard to get out. So what I'd like to do is try and give you some general heads up for the start of 2020, and maybe if the collective energy of Sagittarius will allow, we can go through the whole year and just kind of get a general reading. What's wrong with my lower back? Is there something wrong with my lower back? I wasn't aware that there was something wrong with my lower back. What do you mean? Now I'm like, what? Okay, let me get the cards ready. So Sagittarius, looking back at the different readings you've had over the past few months, if my memory serves me correctly, you've been struggling with something, with letting go of something, finding your truth, with being free of manipulations. Chief White Buffalo, many feathers in Canada, told me when he saw your live. Privately message me. I'm curious what you mean. Email me at contact@emmieevolving.com, or you can message me on Facebook. Not my personal messenger. I shut that down. My business page, Emmie Evolving. Very curious what he has to say. I don't use astrology. If you would like an astrologist, I know a ridiculously talented astrologist. He's the only person that I go to for any type of readings or advice. And the information he shares with me regarding my placements, planetary alignment, it's always been 100% spot on. He uses a unified astrology, meaning both sidereal, Western, and then he also, I believe, is sidereal Vedic? He uses a whole bunch. It's all. He basically does with astrology what I do with energy. Okay. His name is Alex from Unified Astrology. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on Instagram. I think he's primarily on Instagram. Okay. And then he has a website. I don't want to give the wrong information. It was hybrid astrology, I believe, .com before, but I believe he changed it to Unified Astrology. Find him on Instagram though. He does regular updates. Very, very talented. Very, very talented young man. All right, we're almost ready, Sagittarius. Okay, here goes. Here goes. So my archers, okay, shit. Yes, that's how it goes. Sorry. My archers, are y'all ready for your 2020 forecast? So card number 36, listening for truth. Now, looking back at the readings that I've done over the past few weeks, past few months for Sagittarius, the general memory for me of those readings, because memory sucks, is that y'all have been dealing with a lot of manipulation, someone manipulating you into continuing to participate in cycles of just ugly, okay? Now, this year, I think you're being gifted with enough stillness. I think many of you are probably still going through something. I don't know if that connection ended or if it's still continuing, but it seems like if it hasn't ended, then there's going to be at least some sort of pause, because if 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 it's still continuing and you don't have this pause, you won't be able to have enough stillness to really hear the guidance from your higher self. So when you're in that stillness, you can actually listen for truth. It's like putting a telephone to your ear and hearing the messages from your higher self, but you're not going to actually hear it. You're going to hear it inside your head. Okay. So there is still very intense presence, parasitic. Whoever it was that you were dealing with absolutely is infested. Okay. Infested, parasitically speaking. A lot of tentacles that blah, 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 gross. So, but all of this is behind you. Okay, you're now facing the light, your truth, and it's initiating an ascension cycle. So just keep listening for truth. Make sure that you make sure that you try and communicate and connect with your higher self regularly. It's really important because there will be a continued effort to really derail you. Whoever, whatever this is that you were struggling through, they're not going to let go of you easily. Okay. For those of you that have already established some sort of separation, like space, um, some people are just so stubborn. It seems like they're going to continue to try to infringe on your space. You're still safe. You're still perfectly fine. Just know that it's not gonna, I mean, it's pretty much done for you, but for the other person, for some who are resonating with this, the other person's just not going to give up that easily. I almost want to, I almost wonder if they have some sort of psychological condition, condition that really affects their cognitive reasoning, their ability to understand. Yeah, it's a little odd to me. Knot of Isis, energetic stabilization with a buckle of the beloved. So you were in balance for quite some time. Whatever this circumstance was, it kept you off kilter for a prolonged period. It drained you quite a bit, drained you emotionally, mentally, socially, financially, just like a draining. And you're getting to a point this year where because you're recognizing the need to focus on yourself, you're beginning to do the legwork that's necessary to create in real life stability, meaning financially, where you live, how you live, the way you spend your money, the people that you hang out with. It's like this intense need. I'm feeling like an intense need from that Sagittarius energy to detach and just kind of be alone. Um, Not necessarily physically alone, but sorry. But alone in the sense of like, I just need to focus on me right now. I need to figure myself out. And that's because you are experiencing some birthing pains. Okay. Card number 16, Gaia, Earth. You are indeed experiencing some birthing pains. This has been a very difficult labor for you over the past how many months? It's like you've been laboring and laboring. And every time, ooh, that's intense. Every time you thought you were done with the cycle and that it was over between you and whoever the other individual is, it could be a friend, it could be a romantic relationship, it can be a business partnership, I don't know. But there's another individual, and every time you thought it was done between the two of you, you realize it was just Braxton Hicks, false labor, just contractions leading to nothing, and then it starts all over again. I think at this point, you really went into full-on active labor, and you're now preparing to birth yourself. This is a very common theme I'm noticing for the signs that I've already done videos for the 2020 Precog forecast. 2020 is just an amazing year where we are taking this time to really focus on our own internal growth, our own energetic stabilization, and really just cutting out all of that negativity, toxicity, the bridges that take us back to toxic places, toxic mindsets, circumstance, individuals. Um, Sagittarius, I feel like you're going to burn that bridge. Um, And honestly, if I'm going to be really honest, I think I'm in agreement with that. And I mean, who the hell am I, anyways? Who cares what I agree with? But it feels like it's in alignment with what your truth actually is. That bridge needs to be burned and really sealed off, or else they're going to continue. If this is resonating with you, they're going to continue to try and access you, and every time it kind of chips away at your progress. Um, you probably have to personally assess your own unique circumstance and see if that bridge needs to be completely burned, the ashes pissed on, a wall built, a fence, and I don't know what else you can think of. But for some, it's going to take that level of separation. Card number 3, the arrow. Once you've identified that there is a need for that, once you've identified that there is a need for the bridge to be addressed in whatever degree of severity that needs to be addressed, you need to then focus your attention on yourself. You are the arrow. Whatever you direct your focus on, that's what you're going to get. Hold on. I'm having a moment. I'm sorry, Michael is talking to me. Just stop. So the arrow, you are the arrow, Sagittarius. Whatever you focus on, that's what you're going to get. I'm being told that for some Sagittarius, there are certain, I guess you could say, energetic downloads that are being allowed to really heighten your ability to fixate. Okay. And for some of you, it might even become borderline obsessive how much you fixate on this circumstance or whatever it is that you're trying to bring to fruition. Okay. So that's okay. That's okay. For some of you, you need that fixation because the depth of your fixation, the intensity of the fixation is what's going to determine how much of that manifestation energy is injected into that thought form to bring it into fruition. So be very careful what you choose to fixate on, okay? If you're going to choose to fixate on the drama and struggle that you've been experiencing over the past how many months, you're going to call that back to you. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you've already become free of that circumstance, don't fixate on it. Just kind of like, okay, we're done with that. Really messed up stuff happened. I got my feelings hurt. We're going to move forward. You kind of have to be detached emotionally, mentally, all of that. So with the arrow, you might have some sort of, she said, fuck the arrow. We're using nukes. Just don't aim it at me, okay? Just don't aim it at me. Oh, Mike, stop. So card number 3, the arrow. For some of you, it's not just going to be like a forward trajectory. All right. The way an arrow is launched, obviously, is by pulling it back. Yeah. Pull the arrow back, generating a charge, a negative charge that's loaded into the bow. And then you let go. When you just let go and trust that your soul is going to provide you with the experiences, connections, circumstance that you're attempting to manifest, and if those are in alignment with your soul plans, it will launch forward and you're going to hit that mark. Okay, you're going to hit that mark. So now I guess maybe the focus needs to be on you really analyzing for yourself. What is your target? Why is that your target? What is your expectation? And is it in alignment with the needs of your soul? Because all of these 3 answers can be amazingly perfect pageant answers, like spiritual and everything, and sound really, really good. But if it's not in alignment with the needs of your soul, when in doubt, pinky out. The pinky is important. That's when in doubt, the pinky needs to be what's really the priority. Okay. So maybe maybe that's going to be the Sagittarius. Maybe that's the Sagittarius salute. When in doubt, pinky out. The needs of your soul is number one. Okay. The needs of your soul is number one. Everything else is secondary. So make sure that what you're aiming at is in alignment with the needs of your soul. If you don't know what the needs of your soul are, give full control to your higher self. I just know that this year there's going to be some false starts. There's going to be massive quantum leaps forward. A lot of events that you thought was just hopeless. That's really going to be like, holy moly, did that really just happen for me? Yeah, it did. It did. So make sure whatever you fixate on, it's something that's going to continue your growth in the most compassionate way possible. Hi, Norseman. If you're not going to choose the most compassionate way possible, like emphasize the need for the growth to happen in the most compassionate way possible, you can grow in some really heinous type of circumstance. So don't choose the most compassionate. Put a heavy emphasis when you're speaking to your higher self. Put a really heavy emphasis on letting your higher self know, I want this to be done in the most compassionate way possible, please. Okay. So here we go. Card number 29, seeing the true you. You're being seated, centered in your heart space. Sagittarius, I think what's gone on over the past couple months, maybe even the past few years, is that you have been taken from the center of your heart space and put through different scenarios that have really tested your ability to see the truth of who you are. And I think with all the things that have happened to you, you were surrounded by some dark stuff. There was some parasitic influence. It's caused your water to become very dark. Okay, very muddied. But, when you have a really dark water like this, if you're able to sit in stillness, that dark water then becomes the perfect mirror surface. That becomes a perfect surface to see yourself. So go ahead and see yourself. Take a good look. Take a very, very good, hard look at who you are. You are a beautiful person. You are not simply a compilation of all these horrible things that have happened to you. You are not a byproduct of your life circumstance. Your life circumstance occurs to help you learn the things that are needing to be learned to ripen your inner under and overstanding of yourself and your soul. Allow yourself to begin shedding these layers that have become calluses around your heart. You're so much more than the circumstances you've lived through. So much more. And I want you to know there's no tea to be spilled. All right? If people want to talk about you, let them talk about you. That's none of your concern. Enjoy yourself centered in the most comfortable space, the most comfortable, most safe, most loving space, the sanctuary of your heart. Stay there. Enjoy yourself there. Who cares what other people are saying? Who cares what their condemnations of you are about? You know, don't cross that bridge back to that toxicity. Stay right where you are, where you can just enjoy the stillness, enjoy the quiet, allow yourself to really feel the beauty and the freedom of who you are, of your truth. Okay, there is no tea to be spilled. So ooh um okay, I'm sorry. I got freaked out a little bit. I don't know why. Um, Card number 23, communion. So I'm I'm basically being told for quite a few of you Sagittarius, whatever you fixate on with your arrow, you will find communion with it. You will be reconnected. Um, mm, mm. You're going to be reconnected in some way. Hold on. I'm being told I'm missing a component. The key is in the bones. So what, the foundation, the marrow? Oh, shit. Okay. I get it. All right. All right. All right. So the key of this message is in the bones. She has a necklace of bones. Okay. So what are bones? What is the core of this message? The core of the bones. If the key of this message is in the bones and we're looking for the core message, the core would be the bone marrow. So what does the bone marrow do? It creates the blood cells. It's the very energy that flows through the entirety of you. It's your liquid magic. Whatever you're aiming for, this essence runs through your veins. There is no stopping a communion, a reconnection. Okay, hold on. Okay. So communion is the sharing. It's defined as the sharing or exchanging of intimate thoughts and feelings, especially when the exchange is on a mental or spiritual level. Common participation in a mental or emotional experience. Whatever this is, whoever this is, you're fixating on, the connection is being reestablished already. That's who you're listening to. This is a soul connection. Let me just put that back down. This is a soul connection of some kind. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to go deeper into it. I just said I don't want to go deeper into it. Okay. Next card. Here we go. The serpent. The serpent is a life force of Mother Earth. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Remember, I was telling you guys, this is about shedding. Okay. Serpent comes to you. Oh, serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit. I'm just saying. Possibly in the spiritual world. Possibly in the spiritual world. The answer will vary for everyone. For some of you, it will be an in real life connection. For others of you, it will be a spiritual, energetic connection. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to reconnect in real life. Okay. So the serpent power of the Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to and welcome the vulnerable pink underbelly that will bring you a fresh experience of your life. Your passion and sexuality are awakening, and this can be scary. Trust the wisdom of serpent to transform your sensual energies into beautiful original manifestation. So you're definitely, it's definitely about, again, manifestation, about you recognizing the gravity of your power to create the type of life that you want and deserve. Okay, more than just a life of like arguing or drama or any of that. A life that you don't need a vacation from. All right, excuse me. The lunar queen, she of the celestial crescent. There's a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of cycles of rest and replenishment as essential balancing to our actions of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you are in a cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. Isis, as lunar queen, understands the cycles of creative power and flow. Sometimes it can be hard to let go of a desire to force, control, and make things happen, to exert might and willpower to bring what you wish for into being by sheer determination, exertion, and force. Yet the vast creative power of the feminine principle is in honoring and flowing with cycles of activity and rest, of releasing force. Releasing force and surrendering into the perfection of what is happening right now, realizing that this actually brings us divine manifestation and creation more effortlessly and gracefully into greater effect. So, where was it? Sometimes it can be hard to let go of a desire to force, control, and make things happen. So, which card was it? I don't know which card it was. But it was this feeling that for some of the Sagittarius, the beginning portion of this year, there's going to be some starts and stops. There's going to be some backsliding. There's going to be, some backward movement instead of just constant forward progress. And that's okay. That's a whole part of this process. This waxing and waning, it's like the ocean, the moon, all of these phases that you go through as you process the events of your life. You have to give yourself permission to process your life. You have to. For quite a few of the Sagittarius, if it was resonating with you, the previous readings that I had done over the past few months, you've been through a lot of shit this year, and you need to process that. You need to give yourself enough patience and compassion to begin processing. Card number 9. What do you feel? I think what might be going on is, for some, being launched forward into the unknown is a very scary thing. You don't have any guarantee of how you're going to be received, what this process will be like, how long this process will take. If you can handle, the things that you'll be facing, because there's so many unknown factors that you're kind of like, well, can I handle it? Well, what do you feel? What do you feel? And for some, it's this fear of the unknown and questioning whether you can handle it or not that forces you to reconsider what you're leaving behind. And again, this can be a friendship. It can be a romantic relationship. It can be a business partnership. It's almost as though there's this mindset, an old type of mindset, where I would rather suffer through what I know than take a risk on some unknown. That's a decision you have to make. That's really a decision you have to make, because no one else is going to have that answer for you. And people can have that answer for you, but is it the real answer? Is it the truth? Is it the right answer? We don't know. And who's going to be stuck with the result of that? You. So there's no point in asking other people. This is a time for you to find the courage within yourself to decide for yourself. Do you want to bet on your future, or do you want to keep continuing paying for the past? That's a decision only you can make. Miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. There's a lot of fractionated parts within Sagittarius that have been really, really hurt over the past. I want to say 2019 was a very difficult year for Sagittarius. I want to say that pretty much the entirety of 2019 has really challenged you to shift the way you perceive every aspect of your life, every individual that has been a part of your journey. Pretty much everyone that you know I think at some point you have probably questioned them because of um, all the different circumstance that created varying degrees of instability. You've had to question everyone in your life, their intentions, if they're really on your side, and all of that. I can't blame you for that. You know, you have to question. It's not wrong to question, but at the same time, don't waste your time questioning everyone else. Instead, allow yourself to heal. Okay, miraculous healing of the divine goddess. This is allowing your feminine aspects to begin healing, because in her healing, and it doesn't matter what your gender is, what your sexual preference is, it doesn't matter. Masculine, feminine, it doesn't matter. You embody both. When you allow the feminine within you to heal, you then free yourself to begin really grasping the gravity of your light. Because when the feminine heals, you're healing the shadow aspects of yourself. The shadow aspects are the areas within your auric field that your greatest potentialities tend to be stored. And it tends to be stored in the shadow areas because until you're mentally and emotionally mature enough to explore the shadows, um, you won't be tapping into that. And you need to be mentally and emotionally mature in order to really harness the power that you have hidden in the shadows. So as you heal your shadow aspects, Sagittarius, and this is something that you're going to be doing this year, as you heal those shadow aspects, as you heal the goddess energy within you and allow the goddess to reunify with her masculine counterpart, what ends up happening, because goddess energy is yin energy, okay? Feminine is yin. Yin is negative charge. Yin is dark energy. Doesn't mean evil, doesn't mean bad. It's just that's the aspect. Well, when you allow that dark energy to reunite with the light energy of the masculine, the positive charge, you then get a better gravity of what that light really means. You begin to open yourself to the potentiality of experiencing the textures, the depth, all of that of the light. If you exist simply in light with the whole like love and light nonsense, because it is nonsense. I'm sorry if that offends you, but it's utter nonsense to encourage people to exist in a duality. Okay? It's nonsense. You need to become a totality at this point. So when you allow the feminine to heal within you and allow the masculine and the feminine to rise up together and reunify, you then become a totality. And that's a unstoppable force. Okay, that's a very unstoppable force. Never easy to heal a life. Well, see, that's the thing. The life is the illusion. You're healing the perceptions of the disappointments of that life. That's all you're healing. You're addressing the perceptions of what's disappointed you. And the disappointments exist because of our expectations. When your expectations become realigned with the truth of your soul, everything falls into place. Does that mean you understand everything, you know everything, and no, it doesn't. It means you then are free to begin truly experiencing this journey in a way that will elevate your potentiality even further. But this life is to be felt. There's a fallacy that is spread that life, when lived right, is pain-free. That's a lie. That's a lie. Pain is the greatest teacher you will ever have. The greater the pain, the greater the lesson, and the longer you'll remember it. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. If you are religious and you believe in the concept of Jesus Christ, and that Jesus Christ was such an elevated person, not even a human anymore, that he's been elevated to a God status, and he sustained so much pain. Whatever made you think that you should be exempt from it? We're a society so afraid of pain that women, and not to bash women who give birth using medications for the pain, but you're encouraged to be afraid of what you feel as you bring new life into this world. Why are we so afraid of the pain? I'm no better than any other woman who has given birth, okay? But I opted for completely no pain medication for all of my children because I needed to feel the gravity of what I was doing, what I was participating in, to feel, even through pain, to feel what I would be willing to do for this life. Because to feel it, it gave me some tangible proof of the depth of my love for this individual that I haven't even met yet, but I'm so deeply in love with. And, I'm not afraid of pain. And maybe if we release that fear of hurt, fear of pain, uh, you'll recognize how strong you really are. Yeah, you'll never heal by leaving your soul to someone else. It's no one else's job to heal you, to save you from yourself, from circumstance, from life. That's why, when people tell me I'm here, I want to save people. No, you're not here as a messiah. You're not here in a savior capacity. You are here as a facilitator. You can help facilitate someone's self healing journey. You cannot heal them, they can heal themselves. The only reason you would be their healer is because their belief in you suspends their disbelief in themselves. That's the only way you're healing someone else. Let that sink in. We're all so powerful. We are omnipotent within our own journey. And Sagittarius, I think what's going on is this is the year where you're going to recognize this. This is the year where the gravity of your existence is going to become very, very apparent to you. It's going to become very clear that you're here for something much more than what you realize. Much, much more than what you realize. You've been so far distracted for so long that you've lost sight of what the target is. And I think everything's kind of being cleared away in order for you to truly see and to have some chance of hitting the mark. Okay. So, and you're going to card number 13, new beginnings. At some point, each of you are going to leave behind the cycles of toxicity that you've been struggling to release. At some point, there's no rush for this. It's not a race. There's no timeline. There's no deadline. There's no spirituality or life by numbers. We're all fumbling through this process in the dark with a blindfold on. None of us know what we're doing. I don't care how intelligent or spiritual a person sounds. They have no idea what they're doing, no more than you. They might have spent more time to grasp certain biospiritual theories, concepts, but a concept is nothing more than a thought until you actually live through it. You really have no idea what it is, do you? Have you ever read about giving birth? Other people's stories of giving birth, and then suddenly you find yourself pregnant and you're going to give birth and you think it's one way and it ends up completely different. Completely different. Because you really don't know what it is until you live through it. And Sagittarius, you've been living through something. Sagittarius has absolutely been living through something, and it's time to let that phase go. Allow it to be shed, like the serpent card is asking you to do. Allow it to be shed so that you can be launched forward. Whatever isn't shed, card number 53, the sun, whatever is not shed will be burned up by your personal energy. Okay? It's going to be all burned up. All that fear, all that hesitation, all that self-doubt, all that self-sabotage, all of that is going to be burned up. The connections that led you back to toxicity will also be burned up. The bridges that allow the toxic to come over into your sacred space will be burned down. Everything. I mean, Sagittarius, you are a fire energy, and it's time for you to begin harnessing your flame. This is the year you harness the flame. Let me see. Yeah, this is the year you harness the flame. The what? Sorry. Okay. I'll play along. I'm told to pull one card from this deck. This is a message for Sagittarius. Let me just shuffle. This better not be a trick, Michaela. That card was a sacred phoenix heart. Okay. A lot of red here. Okay. Card number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. You guys got card number 14. All right, here it goes, guys. Card number 14, let love transform. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The stone becomes a ruby and the body becomes all soul. Love is my medicine, intelligent medicine. It takes death and makes it a passageway into greater life. What genius is this? A genius that will render anything and everything as a pathway to life. I have found a bench upon which we may be seated. Nay, not a bench, a love seat. It's carved of precious ruby. It sits under the gentle shade of an ancient tree that thrives in love's garden. Come sit with me as we let the whispers of the great beloved penetrate our hallowed ears, carried upon the sweet afternoon breeze. As the sun begins to set, the colors become vibrant. Even if we are deaf to the beloved's tender whispers, we shall not be blind. We shall be captured by the vivid display of the beloved's artistry and be transported into peace. This oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realize it or not, you have triumphed. You have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. How much delight is there from all those that walk this way of love, of life, to find another precious companion in their midst. You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. There's nothing impossible for love. It's not bound by the mind. And because of this, all manner of miraculous grace works through it in endless creative variety. The great beloved is a show-off, creating with such genius as to be breathtaking. Were we able to remain always in the heart, we would be constantly breathless in a fit of appreciation and awe so great, truly, there would not be even a slither of emptiness through which fear could enter. What does this mean? It means an avenue for divine fulfillment has been found. You are being given the power for spiritual success. Your heart's yearning shall manifest itself, but you must comply according to the law of love. What does that mean exactly? Do not attach yourself to the form that your resolution and success shall take. Why would we seek to limit love's creative genius? No. Instead, trust that it will be magnificent, perfection, literally the work of great genius. Detach yourself from expectations of timing. The harvest will be at the best time when the ripeness is just right. So utterly juicy and sweet, you shall know with certainty that this was the best way. Not a moment sooner would have been perfect, nor a moment later. Absolute trust is the best way to adhere to the law of love. This gives you rather some energy to spare, perhaps that might have otherwise been engaged in perpetuating worry or doubt. Well, I am so happy to see that you are twiddling your divine thumbs and wondering if you are not going to worry. If you are just going to surrender and trust, then what exactly will you do with yourself? Well, of course, you can just live your life, but perhaps you may want to dance barefoot and wild with me upon the cool sand at midnight under the fullness of the harvest moon. Ooh, Wow, that is potent. So this lines up with the arrow. It lines up with the new beginnings. It lines up with the miraculous healing. It lines up with the communion, with the birthing of yourself, with the energetic stabilization, with a recognizing that that which no longer serves you is being taken away out of your hand without you even realizing, with a listening for truth, with a seeing the true you, with the serpent climbing up, activating the kundalini, taking you to higher levels of consciousness, fueling your ascension, with your sun energy, with your solar fire, burning up all the residue, and the lunar queen taking care of the shadow aspects. I mean, you got everything covered. Everything. Everything. Every aspect of this journey has been prepared for you. Every single detail has been taken care of by creation. All you have to do is let go of the bow so the arrow can fly. You are the arrow. 2020 is the year that you need to learn to let go. Let go and submit to the organic process that your soul has already planned for you. The moment you begin fighting your soul and your process is the moment you begin to unnecessarily struggle. If you allow yourself to flow, beautiful things happen for you. Beautiful, beautiful things happen. Looking at the year of 2020 for Sagittarius energy, it feels like, you know, you guys are going to be for the next month or two, that energetic stabilization is going to keep you preoccupied for a little bit. Perfectly okay. It feels like around May, April time, maybe even for some a little bit into the early part of June, there's going to be a little bit of a hiccup, a backslide, possibly some of that old toxicity tries to re-enter, potentially because they see how well you're doing without them, that their threats of you're going to see how stupid you are for letting me go or whatever is being said or done, it didn't mean anything. And you're still succeeding at life, and so they try and come back and lure you back in. It's up to you if you need to repeat that cycle, that lesson again. Some of you might need to, some of you probably don't. There's no right or wrong. Just know by by fall of this year, end of August to the end of September, I'm seeing like Indian summer type of weather. You'll have found the mark. Your arrow will have hit the bullseye. There will have been communion, uh, a reconnection. Reconnection with what I don't know. Reconnection in real life, reconnection energetically, reconnection etherically. I don't know. I think the answer is going to vary for each individual. But I do know that this is the year where the potentiality that's been being dangled in your face for some time now becomes a tangible reality, a delicate, a very fragile, but tangible reality. And it seems as though that very fragile thing that's been placed in your hand is you're going to be tested to see what you value more. You're going to be tested to see what you choose. If you choose to go and revert back to an old way of being, that will directly affect that fragile thing. I don't know what that fragile thing is. It could be a person. It could be an opportunity. It could be, you know, a business opportunity. I don't know. But I just know it's this feeling of like, I see like a newly hatched egg, like a little chickling. Chickling. What the fuck is a chickling? A little chickling. You know what I mean, right? A chickling. So this little chickling, I mean, it doesn't even really have any fur or like feathers. Some babies are born kind of fuzzy. This thing is just like skin and a couple hairs. The eyes are sealed shut. 100% at 5:55. But this is a very delicate thing that's trusting you. It's blind. Its eyes are sealed shut. It's not able to see, and it's trusting you to take care of it. And if you're just going to toss it away, whatever that potentiality is, it's going to die. It's going to die. This is the last opportunity. That's deep, Sagittarius. This is your last chance to grow something beautiful. It's being given to you. But if it's not something that you are willing to take care of, just know this is the last opportunity. Okay? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But yeah. Thank you, Norseman. Good night. So if you guys hold on. So apparently this is going to be handed to you for some of you between April to early part of June. I don't know what this is. I kind of want to know, but I kind of don't. It's making me a little nervous. But I'm told to tell you the time frame for some between April and June. That's when it becomes clear that this is being handed to you. But I think it becomes presented well in advance of that. I'm hearing like in the next couple weeks, you're gonna become aware, like, oh shit, this is a massive opportunity. I don't know what it is though. I hope it helps you guys, whatever it is. Take care of the chickling. That's gonna be your shirt. I'm gonna make you guys a shirt. Oh, you guys, my sweatshirts are ready. My sweatshirts and t-shirts. Emmie evolving. Gurgle my crystal ball. But take care of the chickling. Okay? Take care of the chickling. You guys have such a beautiful potential this year. I would love to see every single one of you grab that potential and take it to a whole nother level. You have the authority, the power, and the ability to do this for yourself. You really do. You really, really do. I want you to believe in yourself as much as I believe in you, because I see so much potentiality. It's ridiculous. And it's almost like just this nonstop barrage of distractions. Nonstop. Like you guys are consistently distracted, and you have to not allow that. Don't allow the distractions. Okay? Because if you do, the chickling dies. That's so morbid, but it's true. The chickling. The chickling. The blind chickling. All right, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live, okay? See you guys. Bye.